My name is Dr. Andrew Parishchak. I'm the owner and principal dentist here at Waterside Dental Care in Rochdale, Manchester. I have a postgraduate master's in restorative dentistry from the Royal College of Surgeons, and I'm currently a sitting board member of the Royal College of Surgeons Faculty of General Dental Practitioners in London, and I represent the North West and Merseyside region of England. So for me, the reason I looked into air technology was really a twofold combined effect, in that I had a patient who was involved in the industry, and we had a bit of a discussion one day, and he told me a few things about dentistry that I wasn't aware of. And it just so happened at the same time that another patient I was extremely fond of and had treated for quite some number of years, him and his wife, he tragically died of a pneumonia infection that he caught secondary to a routine hospital visit. I did a bit of research into air quality in dentistry and in dental surgeries, and it seemed to be a bit of an elephant in the room that nobody's ever really discussed. And I thought, I'm going to be sat in this room for the next 30 years, cutting people's teeth, putting fill-ins, cleaning people's teeth, and do I want to be breathing in all that potentially harmful organic matter? And frankly I didn't, and I don't think it's fair for me to subject my staff to that as well. So I decided to take the plunge and take some necessary steps to protect us. I came across Radicate, and it was the only one that had the additional technology of the UV chambers, the UV reactor chambers, that doesn't capture the bacteria and the viruses because it's impossible to do so, but it actually kills them and completely eradicates them using UVC rays, which damages the DNA and the RNA, which is the active part that makes a bacteria what it is, or a virus what it is. Any bacteria, any aerosols that we create are going to be sucked away from myself and my assistant and the patient through the air steriliser, and it comes back out this way to us as clean, fresh air. So therefore my risk to myself, to my patient, to my assistant is drastically reduced as a result of that. So with relation to my personal experiences and those of my staff and my patients, one of the overriding feelings that I get when I'm in the room is when I leave the surgery, I can feel a difference from being in the surgery as well, because we keep it on all the time whenever we're here, and you feel the air is cleaner, it's fresher. One thing I've noticed personally is before I had the air steriliser, I used to sneeze quite a lot in surgery, but since having the air steriliser, I don't sneeze at all anymore, and I suspect that's probably down to having a few intolerances, allergies to some of the more irritant materials that we use, such as acrylics, composite resins and whatnot, that we polish up into a fine dust. I also had some really positive feedback at home as well. I have a 2-year-old son, and as with all 2-year-old sons, he's a magnet for infection, certainly when he goes to his nursery. The small Hexteel unit at that point, and we took it home, and on Christmas Eve he went out to bed at 7 o'clock. We put the Hexteel on, a couple of drops of Albus oil in the diffuser, and we actually woke up on Christmas Day expecting to have a 2-year-old tugging at my feet like he normally does at 5 in the morning. Well, we actually woke up at 7:30 naturally, and myself and my wife sat there with a cup of tea in bed until 9:15, twiddling our thumbs thinking, when's he going to wake up? And he woke up in a fabulous mood, and we had a wonderful day. And even though he had a cold, he was well rested and he was fine. And we found ever since then, we haven't taken the Hexteel out of his room, other than for a few nights here and there where my wife is now pregnant again, who does struggle to breathe a little bit at this sort of late stage in the pregnancy. She's found it quite beneficial having it in our room, but that's had a knock-on effect in that my son's now waking up a couple of times during the middle of the night, coughing and spluttering, which he wasn't doing beforehand when he had the air steriliser in. So for me, it's been a no-brainer, and we've just got another one now as well. So the feedback from staff and patients has been overwhelmingly positive, and I think having it in a medical centre or a dental practice, it's the first place it should be in any environment, because it's not just for yourselves but for your patients, and you do have a duty of care to protect them. My advice to all the dentists is pretty simple: do it. Get ahead of the curve. get these in before other practices. Use them as a marketing point if you want to. You're protecting your patients, you're taking things one step further. When your regulators come around, in the UK it's the CQC, they're very hot on infection control. So but there isn't anything in the statutes at the moment that dictates around air quality. We sterilise everything we touch, we sterilise all of our instruments. But if I've just placed some implants in a patient's mouth, or we've done some oral surgery or filling, parts of that patient are still going to be present in the air, even if we sterilise everything that we've touched by the time that next patient comes in. I know that from the data that we have on this VK Blue, that certainly in a small surgery this size, within 10-15 minutes, all the air will have gone through one cycle in here to come to inspect the practice. I can turn around to them and say, well, I take it very, very seriously. In fact, I go one step further, and I actually think that the CQC guidelines are probably not stringent enough in this area, in the area of air quality, when it comes to healthcare practices and medical practices. So for me, as a practicing wet finger dentist out there in surgery on a 5-day basis, it's an absolute no-brainer. It doesn't break the bank. You can spend as little as £7 a week on these to kit out a whole practice with them. As I say, it's cost effective, easy, it's plug and play, and you're stepping yourself up in terms of regulators. And when they come in, they're going to be impressed by this stuff. So for me, it's an absolute no-brainer.